Welcome to Car Ranker. Today, we're counting down the top 10 best-selling Volkswagen cars of all time. Volkswagen, the brand people love for its reliability, simplicity, and timeless design. Our list today covers the 10 most popular and best-selling Volkswagens ever made, models that define generations, broke sales records, and won millions of hearts around the world. Maybe you've owned one, maybe you still drive one right now, or maybe you've been dreaming about getting one soon. So stick around till the end, see which Volkswagen fits you the best, and after watching, tell us in the comments, which one have you driven and what do you love or hate about it? Let's dive in. At number 10, we've got a car you might not even know, the Volkswagen Levita. It's not big in Europe or the US, but in China, it's a superstar. Since 2008, this compact sedan has sold over 5 million units, making it one of the best-selling Volkswagens ever. Built on the Golf platform, it offers everything people love about VW: reliability, comfort, and efficiency, but with a design made for families and daily life in huge cities. When it launched, prices started around $15,000 USD. Today's latest model sells for about $20,000. It's the perfect mix of practicality and value. No wonder Chinese roads are full of them. Question for you. Have you ever driven a VW built outside your country? Would you trust a China-only model like the Levita? Drop your thoughts below. At number 9, we've got the SUV that took Volkswagen global, the Tiguan. Since its debut in 2007, the Tiguan has sold over 7.4 million units worldwide. It became the family car that could do it all: city driving, long trips, and even some off-road fun. When it first came out, people weren't sure the VW could make a true SUV, but the Tiguan proved them wrong. It had that solid VW build quality, smooth handling, and enough space for a whole family plus luggage. Back in 2007, it started around $25,000 US. Today, top trims go over $40,000. Not bad for a car that practically defined VW's modern SUV lineup. It's reliable, safe, and stylish. The perfect balance of German engineering and everyday comfort. Question for you. If you could only pick one, Tiguan or Touareg, which one's the better family ride? Tell me below. At number 8, we have the car that carried dreams, the Volkswagen Transporter, or as most people know it, the VW Bus. Since 1950, it sold more than 12.5 million units, becoming a true cultural icon. Born as a simple van for work, it soon became the ultimate symbol of freedom in the 60s and 70s. Surfers, travelers, hippies, everyone wanted a piece of that VW bus life. Its engine, a humble 1.2-litre flat 4 with barely 30 horsepower, but it didn't matter. This wasn't about speed, it was about spirit. It could take you anywhere, and that's what made it legendary. In the 60s, it sold for around $2,000 US. Now, well-kept classics can reach $100,000 to $200,000 at auctions. At number 7, we've got the car that ruled South America for over 4 decades, the Volkswagen Gol. Launched in 1980, it became Brazil's all-time best-selling car, with over 8 million units sold. It was small, reliable, and easy to fix, exactly what people needed. While Europe got the Polo and Golf, Latin America got the Gol. Simple, tough, and built to handle anything. For years, the Gol was the people's favorite. Affordable, fun to drive, and cheap to run. It became more than just transport. It was part of everyday life in Brazil, Argentina, and Mexico. The original Gol started around $5,000 US, while its final 2023 models hit roughly $14,000 US. Not bad for a car that survived for 43 years. Question for you, would you pick a classic Gol over a modern Polo? Tell me in the comments. At number 6, we've got a car that took Volkswagen style and made it a family tradition, the Jetta. Since 1979, this sedan has sold over 14 million units worldwide. It's basically a Golf in a suit. Same DNA, more space, and a more refined feel. The Jetta became the reliable daily driver for millions. Teachers, students, parents. Everyone had a Jetta story. It's comfortable, easy to maintain, and feels solid no matter the generation. Back in the early 80s, it cost around $7,000 US, and today, a new Jetta starts at about $22,000 US. Still one of the most affordable German sedans you can buy. In China, the Jetta became so popular that it turned into a separate car brand in 2019, with its own logo and lineup. At number 5, we've got the little car that conquered big cities, the Volkswagen Polo. First launched in 1975, the Polo has sold over 18 million units worldwide. It's the perfect example of how small doesn't mean simple. Through the years, it's evolved from a tiny, basic hatchback into a stylish, tech-packed compact car. Easy to park, fun to drive, and incredibly reliable, that's why it's become a global favorite. Back in the 70s, you could buy a brand new Polo for around $4,000. Today's models, you'll need roughly $20,000 for a well-equipped version. Would you rather have a brand new Polo or a used Golf for the same price? Drop your choice in the comments. At number 4, we have the car that started it all, the Volkswagen Beetle. This little bug changed the entire world. Produced from 1938 to 2003, it sold over 21.5 million units, making it one of the best-selling cars in history. Designed to be the people's car, the Beetle was affordable, simple, and built to last forever. It survived wars, decades, and even became a pop culture legend, appearing in movies, music, and millions of memories. When it first hit the market, the Beetle cost around $1,500, about $20,000 today. Now, classic models can fetch $30,000 to $100,000 depending on rarity. In Mexico, Beetle production continued until 2003, and they called it the Vocho. At number 3, we've got the car that defined the family sedan, the Volkswagen Passat. Since 1973, it's sold over 30 million units worldwide. That makes it one of the best-selling mid-size cars ever made. The Passat has always been about balance, comfort, class, and dependability all in one sleek package. It's the car that could take you to work on Monday, a road trip on Friday, and still look elegant at a wedding on Sunday. When it first rolled out in the 70s, it cost around $4,500. Today, modern versions start at roughly $27,000 depending on market and trim. The Passat name actually comes from the German word for trade winds because it was built to go the distance. If you had to pick between comfort and performance, would you take the Passat or the sportier Golf GTI? Let me know below. At number 2, we have the car that turned ordinary drivers into enthusiasts, the Volkswagen Golf GTI. Launched in 1976, it created an entirely new category, the hot hatch. It looked like a regular family hatchback, but once you hit the gas, it transformed. Lightweight, nimble, and powered by a 110 horsepower engine, a lot for its time, the GTI was built for fun, affordable fun. Since then, over 37 million Golf units have been sold, and the GTI remains its sportiest soul. Every new generation just keeps the legacy alive. Sharper design, turbo engines, digital interiors, and that classic red stripe. The original GTI cost around $6,000. Today, you'll pay close to $33,000 for a new one. And collectors, they pay up to $40,000 to $50,000 for pristine Mark I GTIs. At number 1, we have the car that defines Volkswagen itself, the Golf. Since its debut in 1974, over 37 million units have been sold worldwide, making it one of the best-selling cars in history. The Golf replaced the legendary Beetle and somehow managed to become just as iconic. It's practical, reliable, sporty when you want it, and humble when you need it. From students to executives, everyone's had a Golf story. It's the one car that fits every stage of life. When it first launched, a Golf Mark I cost around $3,800. Today, depending on the trim, a new Golf ranges from $25,000 to $45,000. Not bad for a car that's been around for 50 years and still leads its class. If you lined up every Golf ever built, the chain would stretch around the Earth more than twice. That's how many people chose this car. Question for you, which Golf generation is your favorite? The classic Mark I, the 2000s Mark IV, or the futuristic Mark VIII? Let me know in the comments. And that's our list of the top 10 best-selling Volkswagen cars of all time. From the timeless Beetle to the modern Golf, Volkswagen has proved one thing. Great cars don't just move people, they connect generations. Which one's your favorite VW? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that next so you don't miss our next ranking on Car Ranker.